Spaceballs. So I was like preparing to do something. Just do it. Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the LoneWolf Howlcast. This is your host, Lone Wolf, and I'm here with Tiral.
How's it going?
Tiral has something, actually, that he wants to broach tonight. Usually I start the rant and then just take it like I take it like a football and run with it. Right, Tiral?
I want to talk about Taylor Swift and this huge controversy going around her. I'm annoyed by her, but
Controversy or conspiracy theory?
I find her annoying, but I feel like she's being victimized right now. Like it's gotten
She's
way
also
out
a
of hand.
success story, too, though. You
She's
know?
an extreme success story.
Yeah.
She's like her Eras tour. I think is like well over $1 billion in like altogether. It's crazy.
And not only that, she's streaming her old tours for like slightly less than a regular ticket price. So like she's not even doing those tours. You just get to watch the stream and pay something like $40-$45 to watch the stream.
Yeah, it is.
And people are sucking it up. See, look, I did it already. I interrupted you. I'm sorry, man. Continue.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Like, who are these people? Travis Kelce and his brother, a year or two ago, they decided to have this huge marketing push to become like superstars. And it turned out to be successful. And on the way of them becoming social media, multimedia superstars, Travis, the tight end in Kansas City Chiefs, started dating America's sweetheart, Taylor Swift. And it got bananas anytime Taylor Swift was shown on TV. Ratings went up. It got to the point where like dads and daughters were having a thing together because the daughters would want to watch the football game and the dads would be like so happy. And the daughters would ask the dad like, "Hey, what's football?" And like it was such a positive thing. And like at one point, the NFL came out and said that Taylor Swift added like $331 million in revenue.
Holy crap!
This season. Yeah, like they feel they legit were like, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs games, the ratings are bananas. And when they looked into it, they were like, all these girls, 15 and up, started watching football. So, I mean, it's bananas. And then like, I kind of knew this, but I forgot. I remember during the first Trump-Biden campaign that no, sorry, it was even before that. It was in 2013 when it was Clinton and Trump. Taylor Swift went on concerts and started telling people like, please go vote. She didn't say who to vote for. She didn't say how. She didn't express any of her own opinions.
Right.
She never talked about her own favorite candidates or anything. She just went on tour and started telling people to vote. And then like, on TV, like, when they would interview her, she would like, do you have anything you want to say? She would say like, please, this is an important election. Please go vote. And they thought she was satanic. There was crazy people in 2013 who started saying like, she hates Trump. She hates America. She worships the devil. But this was like, more than 10 years ago. So I forgot about it. I really did. I just remember like people were angry at her for, being pro-vote, but that's, I just forgot. But now that she's on TV again, all those crazy people like multiplied and talked to the other crazy people. Because in 2024, we're all insane. Like we've all lost it. There was a pandemic and we lost
that started in 2020. The insanity started getting even worse. And really it started in 2016. Yeah. And then it just like doubled down in 2020.
Just complete, we've got a storm cloud of things. Okay, the NFL fans, right? Like me, I think us old guys, we just kind of got sick of the camera going to Taylor Swift every time. Like okay,
every time Mahomes threw a pass to Kelce.
Anything happened.
Yeah, and it was like, even if you fumbled it or he missed the pass or it was incomplete or it was a intentional downing that for some reason the freaking refs were not calling when Mahomes was like throwing it way the hell off into no man's land to get it out of bounds where there was no possible receiver. Yeah, camera immediately went there. I got to ask you the pressing question though, Tiral.
Okay.
Who is her blonde friend that
She
hangs
got
out with her?
a whole bunch of.
Dude,
It's
she's
not her
got one
friend. It's
super
not her
blonde
friend. It's the
hottie.
owner's. Again,
Oh,
heavy quotations, friends. Those aren't her.
we're
Yeah.
talking boat show type of friends. I got it.
Yes. Yes. They're not her friends. They're friends of the owner. So
Yeah,
mm.
I think I'm winking. I'm doing the wink and I'm doing the Cosa Nostra nose rub.
T-
I know what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. Take how you will, So it got annoying, but I got it. I was like, you know what? This is a ratings thing. The TV people are losing their minds. Every Kansas City game is going to Sunday night or Monday night. I get it. Like, all right, you know what? This is just a thing. Don't worry about it, right? I didn't care. Knowing, but I didn't care. So this year, Kansas City, it wasn't that they had an off year. They're just a team on the decline. Everyone's older. All the really good players got expensive, so people had to go. Um, and natural football life cycle thing. So
Mhm.
they made it to the playoffs, and they had to play every game. They had to play the wild card, then had to they had to win 3 times. And Kansas City during their peak, they never had to do that. They were always had home field advantage. They were always the division winner. So they never had to like go play away games ever. But this time they did, and they kept winning. And every win, the people who lost the bet started being like, "My God, the refs want Kansas City to win." Maybe there's a case. I've watched every football game this year, and I felt that more often than not, the games were called really well. There was like maybe one game where I saw and it was Kansas City Ravens. So but where like I felt the refs like messed up and it favored one side really badly.
Yeah, there was a bunch of calls during the Ravens Chiefs game that for holding and pass interference that weren't called against the Chiefs. And you can even see some of the players are putting their hands up in the air, like looking around, like, "Where's the flag, ref? Where's the flag?" And you can see it when I don't know the players like you do. You know the names and the stats way better than I do, but clearly some Chiefs guys all over like a Ravens receiver before the ball was even near him. You know, like, where's the call? There is no call. You know why? Because Taylor Swift is in the stands. That's why.
It got to the point where like everyone is getting pissed and they're like they want to keep Taylor Swift on there. Like they don't. This is the refs are fixing the game so Taylor Swift can stay on screen and all these little girls keep watching. You know what? It's sport. Doesn't really matter. The whole point of sports is we can get emotional about
Oh,
absolute BS.
you just signed our own death certificates, man.
I
It
mean,
doesn't matter.
that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, agreed. It absolutely does not matter. It doesn't. Sports could come or go. It does not matter. But yeah, there's some people that bend their lives around sports. Like I'll come out and say it. I don't think I've ever admitted it on here before, but I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I'm a larper. And people used to bust my chops about the costuming and stuff. Yeah, look at some crazy fans for like, oh, I don't know, the Raiders or even the Pats. Not the Pats, Green Bay Packers in it, and even the Bills. Like, there's people doing crazy, crazy costuming just to go to a football game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you hear what the prices are going to be for the ball that is super? We're not allowed to actually say the actual word. It's
The
trademarked
superb
and
owls.
restricted. Yeah, the bowl that is super. The nosebleeds are like $8,000.
I don't know. I don't know why anyone would pay that.
Yeah,
I,
and how
I
the hell do
I've
you
been
afford to go to that?
I've been to football games. I never felt it was that good of an experience.
No, it sucks when you're there because you're static and the action's moving past you. The best way to watch it is on TV because the
Yeah.
camera follows the action.
Also, you're not surrounded by guys getting drunk and belligerent.
Yeah, right.
Also,
Belligerent
maybe
people in
you're
like an
also
Eagles
drunk and
costume.
belligerent. Also,
I
maybe
think at
I'm
that
drunk and
point I'd
belligerent.
want to be drunk and belligerent for that kind of money.
Yeah, it gets a little bad. To me, sports is for fun. We go crazy about it because it doesn't affect life. It's entertainment.
Yeah, yep, yeah, it's another form of entertainment. You're right.
But the crazies came out of the woodwork and just made it about how This is how it started because I was watching this. Oh, the NFL showing Taylor Swift. She's gonna start telling people to vote again. And
Oh,
then
harder. So harder.
yeah, dot dot dot. That went from, oh, she's gonna tell people to vote because she wants Biden to win. She hates America. She hates Trump. And from there, dot dot dot, it went from she's gonna tell people to vote to she hates America to she hates babies. She's the devil. She worships Satan. I'm
The
being
only thing that
100%
seems to be
serious.
sane right now is the Satanic Temple. They seem to be on the sanity train.
No one's trying
And
to
everybody
blow
else
them
is
up.
bonkers.
Crazy people keep trying to blow them up for a reason.
Not in, was it Idaho or
Yeah,
Ohio? Idaho,
Massachusetts.
right?
There was one in Massachusetts that they try to kill, and
No, but which state house? Which state house had to allow them to put their own?
oh, in the Midwest. I think it might have been Iowa.
Iowa is one of the
Well, yeah,
vowel states that starts and ends with a vowel.
yeah. It was one of those, and it's. I mean, so we
Maybe
went.
Taylor
So
Swift is part of the Satanic Temple.
listen, it legit went from maybe not so crazy considering how that Ravens game went. Like, oh, the NFL is pushing the Chiefs because Taylor Swift. Okay, Taylor Swift is demonic and worships the devil, hates babies, and hates America, and will tell people to vote for Biden. And now it's kind of like we're watching people having like a schizophrenic breakdown at this point. Like, you know how I started off calling Taylor, watching Taylor Swift every couple of seconds was annoying. It's still
Yeah.
funny, it's still fun. We're seeing, we're seeing the luxury box. Oh my God, Taylor Swift, America's sweetheart.
And it looks like she's genuinely having a good time watching the game.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Like,
I don't
and
know, maybe she's,
I would
mugging
make
for the
jokes that
camera, but
Taylor Swift's gonna come out with a banger hit after she breaks up with Travis Kelsey.
oh,
She's
everybody's making that joke.
yeah, like
Everybody's
it
making that
writes
joke. Her
itself.
next album is going to be all about the Chiefs.
It writes itself. It
Yeah.
writes itself. And instead of that, now we're having a nervous breakdown. She's getting death threats. Travis Kelsey's getting death threats. There's people trying to boycott there's people trying to boycott the Kansas City Chiefs or the NFL. There's online. There was an explosion of AI deepfakes of porn with Taylor Swift's head on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's horrible. Where?
Oh, we're gonna find these criminal things all over Twitter, Reddit, like not Reddit, Twitter. It was mostly Twitter.
Yeah,
And
because Reddit would probably pull them down pretty fast. Those get
yeah,
deleted so quick.
yeah, but Twitter is whatever, man. Twitter is a freaking madhouse.
With the artist formerly known as Elon Musk at the helm,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
they might stay up on Twitter.
Topic. Every single vehicle that Tesla's ever made has been recalled because of faulty warning lights. Like
I
what?
thought it was something to do with the airbags.
That was
Or was that
before.
Toyota? That might be Toyota.
That was,
Toyota's had off and on problems again with their airbags. Wait, I have
but
to
yeah,
ask a
not
question about Taylor before we wander
no,
off.
no,
As
no,
we
no,
are
no. We're
wont
going
to
back
do.
to Taylor. We're sticking
Okay.
on topic.
She made that on her own, right? She got
Which
successful on her own. There was no massive, like, daddy's rich and he's going to throw
no,
money at
you're
me. It's
wrong.
like
Daddy's
successful.
rich. She started out with
Clever.
daddy's super rich, and her family pushed her with money from a very young
I was
age.
hoping for like a real American dream
I
story.
mean, it's still a real American dream story. I mean, daddy had money, and they pushed when she was a child, and she worked hard, and she got it going. She's also made some like brilliant business decisions.
Yeah, I've
Like one
heard
of
that
the
about her too, is that she's super smart about running, that she's pretty much her own business. She's not letting anybody else run it.
yeah. So one of the most famous things she's done that turned out to be genius was, how in the music industry the biggest thing right now is selling the rights to music.
Yeah.
So like so there's these companies that hold all these old songs, the rights to old songs, and they just keep getting worth more and more. So they keep selling back and forth. So like Michael Jackson, all his
Hmm.
music is worth more now than when he was alive. Things like that. So her company, her record label, had the rights to her music. Taylor, with the help of her lawyers, figured out that wait a minute, They have rights to those songs, but according to the language, they only have rights to those songs as it was formulated at that point in time. Like there was some non-standard language in that record label contract. So what she
Huh.
did was she went to a different record label and said, "Listen, I'm gonna redo all these songs and put it out. Are you gonna be behind me?" And the record label was like, "Hell yeah!" So she redid every song she had,
That explains why
and
there's like 5 versions of every album.
yeah,
Okay.
well, and because in this new place, she maintained the rights to all the new stuff she recorded. The value of her old stuff just tanked because when Spotify or YouTube plays a Taylor Swift song, they're gonna play the new stuff, even though it sounds almost exactly the same. Actually, I've heard people tell me like real sound engineers, they said the new stuff sounds actually better because she's a better singer now than she was before. She got more
Okay.
skills, and also like the sound engineering and everyone all the artists were like higher grade now. Yeah,
Yeah, she can afford better. Yeah, gotcha.
so she could she literally made it so that there's no reason to ever listen to anything in her old label.
Yeah.
And because she owns the rights to everything, guess who's made like another 500 million or some crazy number? She's from the Midwest. Travis Kelsey's from, I think, Ohio. One of them's from Ohio, the other one's from another Midwestern city. Uh, Kansas City's in Missouri, which, I don't think is liberal. Missouri ain't the place, for liberals to walk around in. Uh, and now MAGA America hates her, hates Kelsey, hates the Chiefs. It is crazy bizarre. And it just keeps getting worse. Like the harassment she's getting online and offline, the
Yeah.
hatred all her social media accounts are getting. I mean, she doesn't run her own social media. She's got like an army of social media people, but it's really showing how much mental illness is prevalent in the United States right now.
Yeah. Real quick comment on her. She did not have to do the casting couch thing to get to where she is, did she?
Absolutely not. Daddy had way
Wow.
too much money for that.
Wow.
Absolutely not. I just feel like it's a huge testament to how screwed up, everything is now.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to pick on America's sweetheart, the conspiracy theories. I mean, ours is pretty the tip of the iceberg. There's like super deep, crazy conspiracies about what's going on there, and it's like some
A
people
lot of
think
stuff.
that she's a CIA spook. It's like
Okay,
what?
no, 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 no. This is okay. So this got better. This
Oh,
got better.
it got better. Do you mean by better? Do you mean worse?
It got better. So that I kind of forgot about it in the timeline. Before she turned into a Satan loving devil worshiper, right before then, the MAGA crazies were calling her an FBI psyop, and it got to the point that Fox News was saying she was an FBI plant. Like Fox News had people coming in calling her an FBI plant, talking about an FBI psyop.
Oh, Fox News says it's got to be true, right? I
I
can't
mean,
say that
so
with a straight face.
not well, if Fox News says it, then all the other insane right wing nuts places like OAN and all the other like internet podcasts, they just ran with it. It got to such a bad point. The FBI officially had to release statements saying there's no psyop. Taylor Swift is not an FBI plant. We're not doing any of that. And of course, as soon as they released those official statements,
Yep.
the media was like, well, of course they would say that.
You know what the FBI should have said? They should have said, "This is not an official psyop right now, but thank you very much, everyone. It's a brilliant idea." And then immediately send Taylor Swift on tour in China.
She is going to China.
No
Okay,
freaking way.
before the Superb Owl game next Sunday,
Okay.
she has two concerts in Japan. And because the FBI plant and psyop nonsense is still running around, the consulate of Japan sent out a official declaration that everything is fine with her travel plans between Japan and America, and the entire thing was full of puns. It was full of Taylor Swift puns
Oh, that's awesome.
because this whole FBI thing. Like it's getting to the point, and this isn't official. This is just based on some things I've been hearing. Inside the FBI, they're starting to have alarm bells ringing, saying like, "Listen, these podcasters, these OAN, these right wing grifters who keep tuning things up and pushing crazy people to be crazy, and now they're associating the FBI as an enemy to the people. It's getting to the point where they actually gonna have to start like doing operations. Like it's getting to the point where like these right wing grifting people, maybe Russian back, maybe not, maybe China back, maybe not, maybe Iran back, maybe not. They're getting to such a degree that it might become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the FBI will have to start doing investigations and start running operations because they're destabilizing too many parts of the country. Like if you were the FBI, what do? You have people like going crazy, and they're saying like that you're doing crazy.
Well, you kind of gave me a little segue there when you mentioned Japan having to put out the official statement. If we're done with Taylor, I had something else that I wanted to talk about tonight
It's
too.
really, I just find it really sad. I find it a huge. It feels like people are getting more and more gullible.
Yeah.
And people are just getting angry, and they're just losing their minds over the smallest things.
Well, the thing is, there's no outlet. There's like, freedom of speech has been reduced. You can't speak your mind anymore. You're on the risk of losing your job. I mean, you even have most jobs these days. You have to sign paperwork that you agree with. Blah 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 blah. So people are running out of outlets. There's no steam valve anymore. To let that pressure out. Movies
I think
mostly
it's mental
suck.
illness, man. I think it's mental illness, to be real.
We could agree to disagree, but I think it's because there's no valve to release any pressure with anymore. But I was going to say the movies, which kind of suck for the past decade, thanks to Kathleen Kennedy, except for one movie that I just saw that was phenomenal. I saw it a couple nights ago. I saw a limited release of Godzilla -1 minus color. It was in black and white. Dude, this is not your typical Godzilla movie at all. Like Godzilla features prevalently because in the title, there's no anthropomorphic morality applied to Godzilla. Godzilla is pure animalistic rage, force of nature in this movie. And on top of that, it all takes place in the mid to late 40s. What was that big, I don't know, there was something that happened in like the 30s to 40s, kind of around the world. It was
two things. So, it was a sequel, I heard.
Yeah, right. There's a sequel, better than the first. Yeah. So the movie also explores the rebuilding of Japan after World War II from the Japanese side, and it also explores PTSD from the Japanese side post World War II and how people are coping with that. Because I don't even think there was a word for PTSD back in the 40s. It was just like suck it up, walk it off.
No, they had like sayings for it. Shell shock.
Well, yeah, the 1,000-yard stare, shell shock.
Yeah, they had like sayings. They didn't have like a technical. And like back then, like if you had PTSD and you were still like in the war zone and you weren't like capable of fighting, they would just kill you.
Like, especially on the Japanese side.
I mean, also European and American, they would just like you'd be executed for treason for not following orders.
That's a great way to kill my movie review here. Thanks, Tiral. Thanks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It is. I think it's. I'm not looking at any notes or anything right now, folks. I think it's about 2 hours and 20, but it's really smooth. You don't feel that 2 hours and 20. It's paced exceptionally well between the drama of the characters and the action of Godzilla showing up, and how they try to contend with Godzilla. And there's no spoiler alert, I guess. Spoiler alert. There's no ray guns. There's no spaceships coming to help. It's all human ingenuity trying to figure out how to deal with this raging force of nature that's getting closer. And what are we going to do? It's still so new that I don't want to talk about it too much more because I'm going to let some spoilers slip. But it's really worth the watch, and I would strongly recommend seeing it in black and white. Holy smokes, it was phenomenal in black and white. Oh, also, this isn't a spoiler. This is just a heads up. The entire movie's in Japanese with subtitles. So be prepared to read a lot, but it was worth it. It felt like it was an original Japanese Godzilla
I
movie from
think
the
that's only the
70s.
black and white version.
Oh, it is?
The
Okay.
regular, yeah, the black and white version. They went full, Akira Kurosawa.
They went full original. Nice.
Yeah.
Because it felt like watching an original Godzilla movie from like the 70s. Sitting down, watching it Saturday morning, you know?
The
Except this
thing
time it's
that
modernized with modern effects, modern technology, and it's fantastic. And the music, Tiral, the music was great too. The music slaps.
the weird part was that this movie was made on the cheap, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
it was
look.
made for like 18 million or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was made on like really cheap. Like it was not an American production; it was a Japanese production, and they they just knocked it out of the park. The story was
Yeah,
good, the acting was good, the effects were good. Like you didn't feel like you were watching something cheap. You felt like you were watching something thrilling.
dude, Godzilla looks real. Godzilla looks real. The interaction between Godzilla and the practical props and the actors looked real. It was just, man, I'm trying not to wreck the movie because it's still so new.
Mhm.
It was so good. It's the best I could say. It was so good. If you want the action, you want the drama, and you want to explore the politics of like post-war Japan without it being shoved down your throat, and you want good music, and it's all done. This whole post-war experience is pretty much through a very small group of people. Like it's not global. It's not how's the government reacting. It's all perceived from the perspective of this very small group of people that survived World War II somehow, came back to Japan. Everything's wrecked. They're trying to rebuild their lives while Japan's trying to rebuild. It's really well done. Matter of fact, if you want to see it, I'd go watch it again.
I actually do want to see it again.
I, I, I think the black and white was a limited run though.
That's
So we'll find. We'll figure it out.
yeah.
I actually stumbled across the black and white showing by accident because two or three of the other theaters were already sold out.
Oh
So I
wow.
found one that was like a weird showtime. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check it out. Bonus, it's black and white. It's OG, as the kids used to say.
It's children's.
Hello, fellow kids.
As the children say. I just think it's really good that they were able to make that movie, and I don't know if it's hit or not. I gotta look it up. I gotta see if it's a hit.
Not
But
entirely a spoiler, but the Godzilla, because I think Godzilla might be on the poster. I haven't looked, but the Godzilla design for this is very similar to the more recent Godzilla movies.
mhm.
So they kind of kept the continuity. I don't know if it's part of the continuity, but they kept the design similar. And just Godzilla, don't expect any kind of humanity from Godzilla. Extreme force of nature is the best you're going to get. I
I
wish I
can't
could talk
remember
more because there's a couple things that happen that I think might be leading to other movies or other franchises that are in that same kind of universe.
the last Godzilla movie, the one the like the Island of Monsters, or I forget what it was called.
I think
Nobody
the
went to
last one was
watch it.
Godzilla versus Kong, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, but the name was something else. It was one of those things where like
Oh, it was King of Monsters.
King of Monsters.
Yeah.
Nobody went to see it. Like it was just like no one cared. Like they were the Godzilla franchise is so like beat up like from the American side that like no one came out to watch it. It's like okay, like the Japanese still have stories that they want to say. Clearly, I don't know what the Americans have done that have gotten it to such a point where it's just ignored, even if it's okay. Like King of Monsters, I heard was okay. I saw it and I thought it was more than okay because it had monsters and it had fighting. I was happy. I'm in.
Right, giant
But
monster movie. Great. That's what I want to see.
we're in. You know, like we're there's nothing crazy. Like I'm here. You know, it's delivering good. Americans just stopped caring, man. Too many bad American Godzilla movies. That's what I think happened. It's like Transformers. Like there were so many bad Transformer movies. It's gotten to the point where if this next animated Transformer movie coming out this year doesn't hit, they're just gonna stop making Transformer movies. This is like the last shot.
I don't know, man. Some idiot in the studio at some point was like, "Oh, this one's a moneymaker. This one's the moneymaker. It's this one.
This one right here.
Yeah, this one's gonna be the one." And it's just like, nah, stop.
No. Yeah, like just
because you know me, I'm a major. I mean, you've been to my house. You've seen like the mini museum to Transformers I have, and it's like I was so hoping that Rise of the Beasts was going to be at least decent, not even good, but decent, and it sucked. You know, and it's been long enough now that I don't think this requires a spoiler alert. They drop at the end a serious tie-in to a potential G.I. Joe live-action reboot, and they're going to merge that's what the hardcore Transformers fans have wanted forever, is the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover live-action. And the post-credit scene of Rise of the Beasts, they introduced that. And then, when the hell did Rise of the Beasts come out? 21? 22? I don't remember. 23? I don't think it was last year. I think it was 22, maybe? This is all off the cuff right now, folks. So, Terrell and I aren't checking notes. We're not looking at IMDb. We're not looking at release dates right now. So, a couple of you have been kind enough to blow us up in the comments. So, please come back and do it again so we can continue the conversation. Terrell, I'm winding down, my friend. It's getting late.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned you had a particular bedtime tonight, so.
No, I'm glad, man. Just had to get that Taylor Swift thing out of my system.
Yeah, well, I guess in a week from tomorrow, we find out if any of the conspiracies are true or not.
If the child sacrifices on the halftime show happen.
Oh, man. Who the hell are they playing? Who are the Chiefs playing again? I already forgot. 49ers,
the sequel.
Oh, my God. It's going to be red and gold versus red and white. You know how hard that's going to be to track on TV after a few beers and the stuff I'm unloading?
Listen, the Taylor Swift, that's what the Taylor Swift breaks are for. So you can get your eyes back, get the colors.
I can't wait to see the nonsense with the officiating in the bowl that is super.
The Superb Owl?
The Superb Owl.
I mean, I don't know, man. NBA is the most corrupt league. Like when the officials are like clearly trying to make one team win over the other. I don't know about the NFL all the time. Sometimes it's suspicious, but this playoff season I was okay. Like I wasn't too.
The one thing though is I don't know why. Let me ask you this: you know more about the NFL than I do. If there is no flag on a play, can a coach still you can't challenge?
Nope.
Okay. Because you can't say there should have been a flag and throw out your challenge on that?
No.
All right.
I know where you're going. It's just like, no. They
don't let it. All right.
They covered that ground.
All right, Terrell. I got to go play some Near Replicant. And we'll see what happens with the conspiracy theories in just a day over a week. We'll see if the officiating team is all about holding hands with the Chiefs. Have a good night, everybody. As always, please subscribe, like and subscribe, and continue the conversation in the comments, or we will do it. It'll be an all 40K podcast. All right, everybody. Have a good night.